Episode for juicy news. Mema Obibia Akwawa. Ahadia latest and hot news. Mkwa Eramede Bremo. Erunti so when subscribe to channel dia bomodia say over subscribe. The way I say over click a subscribe button. Now wa barely notification. Where is our video for be upload no. When the first person once ebeka sa video. Afi we are na like video. Give us a thumbs up na afi share ma wo Hopeson so we be here. Na wo semwa ekoso garame mo hano afi yembura ye semwa abeto yepno so yiti yes our report here about to Sammy yiti as
we are still left with 2 to go. We are very hopeful that we'll get it done way before the swearing in Parliament. Doc,
are you able to tell us which part of the CI 127, the constitutional instrument you used for this year's general election, it was the same you used in 2020, where in that CI that permits the Electoral Commission to recollate results and redeclare winners of parliamentary elections after they've already been declared in the constituencies?
The Constitution, Article 45, says that of all the institutions in Ghana, it's only the Electoral Commission of Ghana which is mandated to conduct and supervise. And when you are supervising the process, if the process doesn't go well, you raise issues and you address the processes. Apart from that, we have CI 127. CI 127 Regulation 43. It provides that when you are doing collation, each candidate is supposed to have 2 agents at the collation center. So anytime there are encroachers at the collation center, it undermines what the law says. Apart from Regulation 43, Regulation 48 also talks about even when agents are not present, the collation can still take place. And the 43 I mentioned, it provides some steps to be followed when you are doing the collation. So once those steps are not followed, and you have an instance whereby somebody is compelled against his or her will or under duress to declare somebody a winner, that is not acceptable as far as the commission is concerned.
So that is the word of the Electoral Commission saying that your officers there were under duress?
No, it's not the word of the Electoral Commission. It's the word of our officers.
Your officers claimed that they were under duress?
No, you said they claimed.
Yes,
no,
that's what
they
you're
said
saying.
They were under duress.
Let's take it step by step, Doc. You still haven't answered the question of which part of the CI allows the Electoral Commission to recollate results of constituencies and to redeclare.
I think I mentioned, let me come back. I said CI 127, Regulation 43. It provides the framework for collation. So any collation that does not follow that process is unacceptable.
And I will read that very briefly. It says that the returning officer ensures figures from polling stations are corrected and tallied. But then it goes on to say...
The returning officer ensures what?
The returning officer ensures the figures from all polling stations are correctly tallied. Once verified and accepted, a returning officer completes the constituency collation form and declares result. Now, you declare the total number, valid, rejected, and all of that, after which... And there's a part of it where it says that when there is a problem or there's a contestation, the EC may recount at that instant. But it didn't say that after there has been, for instance, after you've passed that stage and you have declared the winner.
What you just read, you said the returning officer must put together all the polling station results.
Yes, but I'm arriving at a result. I'm just saying that after you have declared the winner, I didn't see anything in the CI that said that after declaration is done, you go back and say that because there were these previous challenges, we are going to redeclare winner.
No, let me say this. We have officers, returning officers for each constituency. The same people who declared the results you are claiming they declared said no, that's not what transpired. And that at a gunpoint, at a knife point, I was compelled to declare a winner who didn't win.
Our cameras were there. I don't remember we reported that they put knives and guns on their heads.
Did you watch the declaration of Okakwe Central? Have you seen the footage?
I did.
Did you hear the officer saying I declared with 78%?
No.
Did you hear that?
I'm asking you a question specific to what you just said, which is the guns and the knives. And I'm saying that I don't recall our cameras recording that.
But usually in those instances,
because that's what you're using to say under duress.
No, the point is under duress apart from that. But did you see the footage of Okakwe Central being declared?
Yes.
Did you hear the person saying I'm declaring with 78% of the polling station?
Yes, we know that in some constituencies they declare.
And we are saying all those are unlawful.
Okay, but what happened in Damango where one person died and where the current lands minister, Abu Jinapo, they declared without all the results?
Are you sure? Damango, they declared with all the results?
No, not with all the polling stations. Also, in the issue of Techiman South, 2020, during the parliamentary election, when the NDC had issues with the result, you told them to go to court. So people are feeling that there's a double standard being played here by the Electoral Commission in this year's general election.
Let me put things in the right context. Techiman South in 2020, the report from our district officer, as well as the returning officers, was they had gone through the entire process required by CI 127. They went through the entire process. So when that report came to us, we said, once you've gone through the entire processes, anyone who has an issue with it must use the legal system, because the entire processes they've gone through without any problem. In 2024, they didn't go through the entire process. The same people who did the exercise, those alleged declarations, the same people who did it, those same people came to the commission and said, no, that's not what transpired.
So you don't see what happened in Techiman South and what is happening now as a double standard?
No, it's not anyone who claims what happened in 2020 in Techiman South, what happened in 2024 in Techiman South?
I'm talking about 2020.
No, what happened in 2020?
Where you told the agreed to go to court.
And what has happened? Are you referring to 2024 in Techiman South?
2024, you are not asking the agreed to go to court.
No, because
after the elections have been declared.
2020, the processes were followed. No, they didn't declare. What that was fraudulent declaration, and the commission will not gazette anyone who, in our estimation, went through a fraudulent
You are
process.
just referring to your men who, and of course that's a fact that is out there, that there were certain constituencies that didn't have all the polling station figures.
And I think you mentioned that one.
Yes, those were your men. So you should be taking responsibility for your men being at a place they've been trained to do this. They know the CI, and yet they went ahead to declare.
So the ones they did at Okankwe Central, Ablekumanov, Tema Central, they didn't make that point because it would have changed the outcome. I think, Beatrice, one of the things we must understand is that the Electoral Commission is a creation of the Constitution. There are clearly specified functions of the Electoral Commission, and we must perform those functions to the best of our ability, to the letter.
And you think you've done that?
Oh, no, that's what we have done, and we are left with two to go. So the point is that whether someone is happy or someone is unhappy, that shouldn't be an issue. That's why the law provides that if you are not satisfied with what the EC is doing, there is a way to go.
What we also understand is that just after the High Court did that, the NDC filed a certiorari at the Supreme Court to quash the decision of the High Court. What we are being told by NDC executives is that the certiorari was served on the Electoral Commission. You received or acknowledged receipt of that. The police administration,
on Friday.
That's what we are told. The police administration as well. Yet, irrespective of this Supreme Court certiorari, you still went ahead and did what you did on Saturday.
No,
how do you respond?
I don't know about this certiorari at the Supreme Court. I don't know anything about it. But what I want to say is that the Commission has been given clearly defined functions. And those clearly defined functions, what my understanding of the legal process is that if even you are going to take the issue to court over parliamentary or presidential election, what you do is that you must allow the process to come to an end. The processes have not come to an end. So, per the advice from our lawyers, what we did on Saturday was very, very much lawful as far as our laws are.
The lawyers, did it include the Attorney General?
The Attorney General is not our lawyer. We have our own
because internal. The NDC is alleging.
Oh no, I think that one is new to me.
The Attorney General, when you were contacted as to why you decided to go ahead, despite the certiorari, you said that the court ruling
you were referring to was even on Friday. So at what point would we contact the Attorney General? We have never contacted them. We don't do that. We have our own lawyers. We have our in-house and external councils we engage.
Doc, you don't think that what the Electoral Commission has done in this year's general election is setting a bad precedent where, perhaps in the future, assuming that the presidential candidate is declared winner, EC can then come back and say that we are sorry, there were ABCD reasons, and therefore we are going back?
You know, Beatrice, that cannot happen because the presidential election is declared by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Didn't you hear before the elections that all the parties were claiming that by 12 midnight, they would have gotten all the results from the polling station? So what we are doing now, these are results all the parties have. Commission doesn't know the winner of any of these outstanding ones. So what we are saying is that you have your pin sheet, bring all, let's put them together and get the winner. And I'm surprised that some people will have issue with it when we need to ensure that truth.
In fact, ya ena domi Kwabena yehwe ema recollation so ewo empatem ho nyina ewo enkran pumpuni mantem ha seye na ene se na no abato ayeto ye no ekamia kwa se mentemo ase ne basabase bi esie pink sheet ayira pink sheet afo pink sheet ahye ene ade bebre enu nti no wo hwe Abokobi Women's Development Training Center na wo mo ne de ekamia kwa se pink sheet a wo mo de kwa ekra de na emfomso ewo ho enu nti no penifo eye ne se anka original one na ewo se wo ensa eka no wo ensa entumi anka no nti ma ba ne kenkan ekoye bibia ewo hokoye si one time na eye December 7 a yeto aba ewo dom Kwabena abato mpeso ano eso no police stations awdo ni nyina wonom ehye ede won ede eba ya eka eye Abokobi Women's Development Training Center wonom ede na ena Electoral Commission ye ne se wo be mo akwanya na wo metumi akọ kenkan bibia kama se de ebe ya ye ebetumi atoye na ene omokenka ema no eye bibia ewieye no na ensonsonia ewo mu no eye 165 votes na ese no hwemu a National Democratic Congress NDC amanyoko elikplim akrugu wono ena wode 165 votes AD NPP amanyoko Mike Okwe Junior wode AD nanimu na ekokoba ne sa no na ewo se wonom in fact Abokobi Women's Development Training Center hokra de ne de eba eno so na population no eye 665 na wutie Electoral Commission womo ensam so womo eba ye no emu a na esese bibia etototo na kwan emu de akwanya no ebeba ema eye Abokobi Women's Development Training Center ho no yasan so akwakoto ba ne ebio ne rerun ebesan so akoso ewo ho na eno ena Director of Training ewo Electoral Commission Dr. Sribo Kweku ena wodi etodwa no wache se commission no wono ebebo modern se rerun wom edebe hyehye so na sedia ewo se eno so ekono na se brepotin a wono ede ebeye sa rerun wom behwe na wom commission kokotena se a wono ede enopo masibre ede abase bia edasei ena yede ebeto aba na momom areshe mu se sabre no so ebeba ansana inauguration of members of parliament no etumi abaso na yentie sedia Dr. Sribo Kweku okane sem no ebi
collecting 367 polling station results. They were left with 3 of the results. And the 3 of the results were brought later. And the commission rejected one of it outrightness on the sense that it was declared on a wrong statement of poll because they used training sheet, which is not the one that they should use. So the commission has rejected one. So we are tasked to come and add the 2 and see what happens. So when we added the 2 based on their statistics, there's a difference between the 2 candidates is now 165. Then the one that was rejected, the total number of voters was 669, meaning that if you give that number to the second person, you will overtake the first person. So it means that you have to go and rerun election at that polling station. So that's the decision. What's the name of the polling center, please? I don't have it offhand, so I can't tell you.
Abokobi Women's Development Center 2.
So we are sending our report to the commission. Then the commission will take a decision on when it should be done. But you are sure that it will be done before they are inaugurated. That will be done before the inauguration.
Any ayati Director of Training ewo Electoral Commission Dr. Sribo Kweku na Nidiechi and Deputy Director of Elections and IT ewo NDC amanyoko no emo Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer wono so echere say in fact almost matrase aye calculations calculation na wono aye no ba ko mienu -1 -3 +7 +8 womo aye ni nyina ehu ni say womo candidate no watwemo papa margin no eso pa enti say wutie the Electoral Commission womo ekaso 165 votes womo ni say no sa no enfomso bi ewo say sa rerun ho sensem ne de womo any Electoral Commission emfo aso anaso womo ne wom enya adwen na yentie said ya Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer eno so wachire mu FI
We completely disagree with it because on the face of it, they themselves know that when you declared her, she was leading with about 1,154. So if you are expanding one, and the one total votes is 689, this one is a primary school mathematics. It's not algebra. They have a problem with arithmetic. We are going to do the calculation and bring it back. We told them they should hold their horses. We are doing the calculation ourselves. Our opponents also pick one. They should also go and enter. We'll go and enter. Simple Excel sheet. I'm saying that they have a problem with their arithmetic. It's their own document. You remember when we did registration, they were doing wrong calculations. Coral draw people. I'm not surprised they've used coral draw. No, I'm saying we have won the election. Campaign, you are talking. I say we have won the election. The document will show. Let's come back. We are coming back with it. We'll go and sit down, do the arithmetic for them. The calculation they did on the D-Day and what they've written on their own summary sheet is 51,000 for Madam Akurugu. The gentleman got 50,000. It's there. It's on the distance. Look at it and come back. So what we have, Madam Akurugu won the election.
Tanko Computer, Deputy Director of Elections and IT, Edema NDC Amanyokuno. Na nekwakremu ena NPP Director of Elections, Dr. Evans Nimakon. Wanozo chile se, wamune wai, wamudu wamechain, se Electoral Commission se wabesanswa erirana. Wamuni bibiaka, wanomo ebechain, esa se Aaron Michael Kwe Junior noa, ena wanu ejinemu amawomu.
The message from the candidate, Dr. Bawumia, was that before, during, and after the election, there must be peace in Ghana. And it is what the New Patriotic Party is exhibiting. What we've gone through. Strangely, we have not been given the Form 1C, which is the collation sheet. Our colleagues had them. Thank God today we've gotten copy. We are going to look at each one of them from one polling station to the other. Mind you, there are 370 polling stations. And so we are going to look at each one of them as they are represented on the collation sheet. And we'll come back. So this is a process that is still ongoing. It's also clear to everybody that what may have occurred at the constituency was not right. So we'll go through. I think that the EC should be in the position to answer. You need to find out from the returning officer why they were able to give copy to the NDC but will not give us copy. In fact, we were here because we were not giving information as to the collection that was supposed to go on. So we were not there. But we met here for a continuous collation. The EC we work with, the returning officer, and the DEO didn't mention anything of Form 1C, but it's in the good of it. The New Patriotic Party is going to go back to the constituency. We'll work out with our people. We know that the good people of Domi Kwabena will give our candidate, Michael Aaron Jr., the vote that he would need to go to Parliament to represent them very well in the 9th Parliament. The decision from the Commission is that there's going to be a rerun in that polling station, and that's what everybody who is supposed to be on the register, the New Patriotic Party is going to.
NPP Director of Elections. Inti rerun idie send ye jinemwa ensa ye beto form every obiano ye behwe edemunsem asom yetiefo semni bi eto aso a Supreme Court wonomoso ehye ebo eye Okaikwe Central Ablekuma North Tema Central NATH my South womoso so recollated parliamentary elections results no wonomo ebo edi etugu ya chese ndis amanyoko no eche so mo twimutan anya de bia nema bi ekoso no wonum ebehwe nto mu tebri masem no ede kokopie mu ewo court se be ya court ebehwe na womo anka womo eyensa womo adoagyiri ena fe afo Ano North womo ena saa susue a free Supreme Court ebaye no anka wonomo na asem yi ebo ede ebaye no NDC amanyoko ne de in fact womo si womo bekoso atwemu tare esanse womo ntena ho enye hwehan ema eniama emfa wonom aseniti sabre aye kasei constituencies awodo be enan ya mabobo boso Okaikwe Central Ablekuma North Tema Central NATH my South womo enyenya parliamentary member of parliament elect na se obi obakako gina wonom anemu ewo oman mra hyebedwefie enu nti ye behwe na afei yakomiemi ahodo no ebi etesa be ti se Tema Central na ye ne anemu sini awo ho Augustine Ahiagbo atwetwe enkomo na wakyerechire ye muso okokopie mu ewo ho no se sia no a womo enyenya member of parliament elect no aso san ena wonom efa no womo hu ni se ne kwa so eno no ana so se bia hyehyeye bi e wo hono mu ana se bia susuye bi hono me wo se wo mo so ehwe na wonom eye so sanso na ebi e wo Ablekuma North okai Kwe Central enso so ye behwe na afei emu videos awodo ana se nkomotwetwe bi ekokọ so no yetumi ene wonom atwetwe nkomo se mia wodo yi na wo mo enya obi a obakakosi wonom anamu e wo maimra hyebedwe fie sansa akwa dare atwe we say media NPP say media NDC say media we say marine we say o me I say ma ntini nyina emu no eno na ye hwe ni mo na ye hwe sedia mia wo mo enya mrahye bedwafo no yetumi ene wonom edidi enkomo eno ti say August na hiagbo aba ye ne no entwetwe enkomo na afei wono nso so emfa amanebo a efree Tema Central ho no wa hwe edimu sem no ebi aba besom ye na ma bibia nso etumi akoso eye ye hwe ni mo say yensa ebeka Augustine na wode amanebo no ahwe mo afedie wodem kama Tema Central wakọ ise omunye nyamrahye bedwe ni obesi wono manemu e wo manmrahye bedwe fie na wodi weni edwedwi mu apiepie mu akọkọfa ho no mo no sign na wono eje no
yo mina babada say wo Tema West ha say ye nem say ya twa be dia bibia da na kwam na so up to date to ye say Tema West enyanya MP ye on the 6th of this December no January almost year MP scheme ye hwe ni o me NTP be na ka say na eba ni o mati na so do on the 6th ye MP for in our parliament ya omo so omo ma hwe be geni a omo say elect no omo declare no our police center yi dey what Tema West here omo di omo MP beko na ne ebe si no esi nti bebe na ka say oh ya Supreme Court ayeno ni kwanso ano no na so omadika omo MP ewo police center and sana esa ko court yi dey edu on the 6 ombesi omo India omo di omo MP ebekwa kodo edu Mahyebeja tie na omo si omo in nti mewo Tema Central omo member ba ko ha onu kase onka na drink akra fa ne ekoso maybe say na se ano omuni MP yani NPP MP enu NC MP ya mbisa na say aso ne aba no omaya den se sia wan na beka samo mo Mahyebeja fie nti owa ha mini ne entiri komo kakra na ya hwe ne obeka
one ne nko
yo papa me ma akwa ba eba enjoti enja fa so enyi se sia ho se sia muni MP ewo Mahyebeja fie on the 6th soon almost your MP for in se sia no den number yes sia oh say no they call eba nyina now for the first time we say regulation mra ye di adwuma abato nyina ye ni bibisa ye friend regulation go mu na akoba ne say akwa ba Supreme Court nso so then somo nyina kwa kwasi that decision no na eni chere baby poten enti de ye ni mo ne say Supreme Court na kwasi na High Court decision na chere say the status quo remains and it say the kono by the law I just say nipa on the 8th and now say you to about ye regulation however ye declare no so na winning on the parliament until obi a want to here be kwa challenge in the law court and they say no status quo no ejinasa Tema Central di pe mrano ne ni se na jese e be right na eko sa na be ye na NPP mando say di nipa mienu eko parliament ezida enti mra na be ejuma ewa yo me apa senior onu ekani osi mrano ebe ejuma efise omo ni se omo NDC di omo parliamentary MP ala candidate wo Tema Central
yo Augustine ayagbo ma yemfa o NC ase yebeda se ene wamanebo koso na busebisa na de befiri mo babia no so wode asomye
yo mismela asefa
abusia yenua bema Augustine ahiagbo ena yetini ke Tema Central ena wode de ni akwakopie bo honom a womo na afei na womo babenya obi a obakosi womo anemu e wo man Mahyebeja fie enu nti no womo gye ne sen ena wono makenke obi kra de womo si womo de womo wobi womo gidi se womo de NDC ni bi bright no a ena wo gine mu ede ama womo e wo Tema Central honom ena ne mpatem obi so se womo twan ne nyame beye womo hwe de electoral commission meka womo hwe de befiri mu ede aba enti Tema Central hode eno no na afei yen hwe Okaikwe Central yeso yetisi emonten so ene adwadifo anase adehye bi mo ho ene won edidi enkomo emom so ekire wom adwensi.
This one can say this is Supreme Court to the Abase Odensatu almost to be anye but the former Sunday. It's maybe the say there is the buy. Setam no sooner se court and judgment in Maya. There is the buy. Young Chisono, going MP Sebaya, Ombenya MP, now I am Puntuade, Amao. Since we used to assembly, on between 7 from 1st to 7th for one judgment in the Mran. Near MP, not MP no Yada, and my one yes, Sada, Yampuntu and Becca, and from Yampuntu, and for some Musim Kweba, you know, which my Juma said, but the woman, why Juma, constituency 1 million. But gentlemen, to say, I don't know, Chinsanda is in panel, but we have nothing to say. This is Supreme Court, then the final verdict by because you know, make I say a deep off for High Court. High Court didn't verdict by, you know, and almost 1 month ago, into what they call Supreme Court. Now Supreme Court na ye final say e wo man Supreme enti ye twen Supreme Court no final verdict nenda yes ye nya MP a obe intercede on your behalf. Supreme Court to me and as a casa Supreme Court ka man go do and other Mahama Mahama Bawumia say I go down just no more. I don't know the man stop with the mama share the now we are not just a more money is in the Adiana Mama can the police send on my home when you say everybody as I know why and it's to look to oh the road and quite to super one guy yeah for man I and easy say opojo in no motivate you they say easy no I don't when you say we I mean I don't know where there's a pink city and what about which is about to do and then obi the team win the night and now 4 years and so on almost until this is for the Supreme Court and now that one now tell me see majority in parliament but then they say no for the bomba
we adehye so wo ewo Okaikwe Central na yeti wo NKE ebi ese wo da so epe Patrick Aboama ebi nso ese Baba Sadika na eko ebi enso se de ebesi bia ensi na nanka ye hwese ye beko Ablekuma North na fei ye de ho so de ede aba enti no ye beko ye nim
you wait for we and someone about beto ye pono so meka say so when subscribe to channel dia bomodi say obe subscribe say hade latest and hot news enko na me de bro afi we na wa like video, give us a thumbs up na fi share ma wo foforo so na wenye bi hwe na wo hu ensemo ekoso Ghana me mo hanum oso betimi a kire wadwen afa ye ensem we nyira ho wo comment box ni mu mo beti menka bio in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.